Hi guys, my name is Dimitri MARAMENIDES, and today's video is about how to kite loop. Okay, so you have to understand that kite looping, it is an easy move to do, but you need guts, you need balls, and you need to commit. Those three things. If you don't have any of these three things, don't even try it. Okay, so again, very important is committing to when you initiate a kite loop. So once you're ready for a kite loop, you just want to pull your backhand, lock it, and let the kite turn. Okay, if you stop halfway and you pull and you're like, oh no, and you stop, then this is when you crash hard and it hurts. Okay, so make sure to pack also a lot of Advils, because I know you're gonna pull, you're gonna go, you're gonna say, no, and then you're gonna stop, and then boom in the water. So again, you need to commit. Okay, so it is a very easy move, but you need to commit, and also you need to watch this video so you learn different steps on how to start kite looping the kite, to next step start getting off the water, and then next step going a little bit 20 feet, and then next step going to 30, 50 feet high and doing those mega kite loops. So it's an evolution. Okay, so step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you need to start with step 1 and go all along straight and reach mega looping. Once you learn how to kite loop, then it's easy to do any other tricks, including a kite loop. So you can do like a blind to kite loop, or blind to double back loop to kite loop, or a transition kite loop, or even a down loop, you know, or a board off kite loop. So anything after, once you learn how to kite loop, you can put all your tricks into a kite looping. So then you make 2 tricks or 3 tricks into one jump. Okay, but you need to learn step 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 in order to be able to kite loop safe. Also, a very important thing is you need to learn, you need to make sure you have the proper equipment out there, plus the proper conditions. So for step 1, you want to learn in light wind conditions and with a big kite, but again, a big kite, but a kite that turns fast. Okay, you have a lot of big kites out there, 40 meters, they're like dinosaurs. They're like, you know, they turn so slow. So for example, our Streamer 14, or even the Infinity, people could not believe I was kite looping on the Infinity and going like maybe 10 feet up, and kite looping in 11 knots yesterday. So again, the reason at Epic Kites we make those kites really fast, like really fast, is for the performance. So the faster the kite is, the better you're going to perform and advance in your tricks. Okay, so again, make sure you have the proper equipment to initiate these kite loops. And then you just, from low wind, you start, you know, to stronger wind with a smaller kite. And then when you arrive to mega looping, then you need to be on 10 meter or 8 meter, you know, and smaller than that. But you don't want to do like a mega loop in a 12 meter, because you're going to rip the bar, you're going to rip the line. So mega looping is starting from 10 meter and down. Okay, but before you get there, you want to learn step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so anyway, let's go out there, follow these instructions, and be careful. When you want to learn how to kite loop, you want to start with step 1. And step 1s are learning how to do those loops on the kite. You don't even need to go high on the board. Even a foot off the water will be fine. Okay, but again, you need the proper equipment. Like, you need a kite that turns really fast and doesn't stall or doesn't stop during the kite loops. Okay, so right now it's blowing like 16, 17 knots out there. It's perfect. I'm on 14 Screamer. It's a little bit too big for that kind of wind. So if you have a 12, it'll be even easier in 14 to 18 knots on the 12. But right now I'm on the 14, so I'm going regular stance, as you can see, left foot front. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to go high, I'm just going to make a kite loop. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to pull my right hand right here. Okay, so what you do is you come here. Okay, when you're ready, you just pull, but don't stop. Just pull, okay, and that's it, and get off, pull, see? Don't stop pulling. If you stop pulling, it's gonna hurt. Another easy way to do a kite loop is to remove the front hand. Okay, so right now, this is the front hand here we have, okay? And pull only the back hand right here, okay? So this front hand, maybe grab the board, or just put that front hand, which is your left, behind your back, or actually put 2 hands here. Okay, so now we're gonna do that. I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna remove my front hand here, and I'm gonna use only my right hand on the back here, okay? So let me show you that. The only time you're gonna put your front hand again is on the landing. So again, if you are goofy stance, which is left foot back, same thing this time, okay? If you wanna do a kite loop, you pull this side, the left side, okay? So we're gonna do it this side here. So what you do is, remember, don't stop on pulling. You don't wanna go too high right now. You wanna learn how to do a kite loop. Even like, look, I'm gonna do a kite loop, but I'm not gonna get off the water, okay? All I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna pull the left hand. There we go. I'm pulling the left hand. There we go, okay? I didn't even get off the water, but this is the first step. So once again, you have 3 levels for kite loops. The first level is how to learn how to do a kite loop, and you don't need to go really high, maybe a foot off the water, it's perfect. So then you get acquainted to how to loop the kite with no fear. Then level 2 is when you do the same thing but edge a little bit more upwind while you're pulling your backhand, and don't stop pulling on your backhand, so you can get off the water at least 5 to 10 feet or maybe 20 feet. And then you go to Mega Kiteloops, which is level 3. And again, once you get to the Mega Kiteloops, it's a little bit different. You don't want to pull that backhand too fast. You just want to initiate the jump on how to jump, and once you reach almost the highest, this is when you pull the backhand full speed. So again, once you are very familiar with level 1 and level 2, and you're doing very well, level 3, which is Mega Kiteloops, will be pretty much the same basics, but high up there. And the other thing, important thing, is you don't want to pull the backhand too soon. You want to wait until you initiate the jump, and then once you're almost at the peak, this is when you actually pull your backhand fully so the kite can kite loop and you can be above the kite.
So once again, timing is very crucial in Mega Kitelooping, but you'll find out by yourself once you try it. So make sure you're set and ready to go for a kite loop, and then edge upwind, find a chop and boost. And there, this is when you try to go as high as possible, but you don't want to reach the peak. And then once you still feel tension on the kite, this is when you pull your backhand to initiate the kite loop. And from that point, don't stop pulling the backhand. Now the next thing you need to worry is about passing your kite because of the speed you are generating with the Mega Kiteloop. So don't stop pulling your backhand, because if you do a Mega Kiteloop and you have so much force and speed, your body is so heavy that it's going to tend to go in front of the kite. So the kite is going to be behind you. So immediately move that kite so the kite can redirect and come in front of you on the landing. And then spot your landing, come immediately downwind and lean back so you don't fall head first as a cartwheel and get a concussion. Now this is another view showing you how far back your kite is. So move it in front of you and spot the landing, and because you're going to land really hard downwind, and lean back. So as you saw from the videos, kite looping is an easy move, but it all depends at which level you're going to. When you reach level 2, 3, 4, it requires more of experience and timing. It's not as easy as the first step, okay? But again, it is an easy move because all you need to do is commit. Now, if you start doing kite looping to a back roll, to a front roll, to a grab, it's a little bit harder, okay? So it depends what you want, what type of spice you want to add to your kite looping. And then of course when you arrive to Mega Kitelooping, this is another step, okay? It's higher and requires bigger balls, but also, you know, you need to know when to commit and when to pull that hand, okay? So again, it is an easy move, but it's a little bit more tricky. Me personally, when I do those big Mega loops, I like to pull my backhand not all the way up top, but between when I jump and I'm still going up. This is when I pull it, because I want my lines to still be tight, okay? If I wait all the way at the end, then my lines, my kites get slack. There's not much tension on the lines, and the kite won't give me that effect of pull. So me personally, I wait a little bit. So when I jump, I redirect a little bit of the kite, and then I do it because I'm still going up, okay? And of course I have to move the kite. Some people wait until the end, but then it gets slack and you don't have that
major effect. Okay, some people do it from the beginning, but again, you know, depending how high you want. If you want to go really high, just jump and then do it, and you're still going up. Okay. Also, the lines I use are between 22, 20 meters and sometimes 18 meters for kite loops. Most of the pros out there use a 20-meter lines or 18-meter line because it does that big serious effect. So me personally, I like 22 and 20-meter lines to do these. Also, the kite size, you don't want to go bigger than 12. I mean, I use 12 meter. My Screamer 12 is very fast. Even some of my pro friends out there, when you know, we compete, we're having fun, they're like, oh, I cannot kite loop my 12. I hope I'm gonna go my 9. I'm like, well, I can. So I'm not talking about those Mega Kiteloops, but I'm talking about 20 feet. Okay, so I can kite loop the Screamer 12, for example, on 22-meter lines. But again, the length of the lines are very important, how aggressive you want to do it, and also the size of the kite. So Mega Kitelooping is like when the wind is strong, from 27 all the way up to 45. This is when it starts. So this is the time when you use 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 or 5 meters. So those are the kites you want to use for Mega Kitelooping. Again, on the videos you'll see I'm not using any ramps to take off. It's all flat water. So if you're using a ramp, you're going to go even higher, okay? And it has a different feeling. I love using ramps, but I didn't have the chance to use the ramps for the video. But again, you know, using ramps is actually good. You know, it makes things a little bit more easier and it elevates you better. So again, you know, it's all up to you. But you have to remember one thing is, if you're going to start Mega Kitelooping, you're going to need big balls, you're going to need commitment, and you're going to need a set of Advils, because you're going to remember those bruises you're going to be getting. And be careful out there, because it is a dangerous move.